What's up, guys? It's Sean. This video is gonna be about why I think marijuana should be legalized. Um, like I made a video before saying it. Revenue alone. Colorado has now seen $1 billion in revenue because of it. Now imagine we had 50 states under the same laws that Colorado, we'd have $50 billion. Like, that'd be a lot of fucking money. I mean, I think if every state was legal, we wouldn't be in this recession as bad as we are. It's just stupid. I've said we should take some of the money after it is totally legal when it becomes that way, because to me there's no looking around it. It's gonna be legal. In 2-3 years would be my guess that every state would have it legal. And I mean, whatever state would try to be the different state, they'd just be stupid, because then they'd just be keeping themselves from the money they could be making. It's just that simple. But yeah, like I was saying, take some of the money, and instead of bust pot with it being legal, take that money, some of it, and bust the hard drugs, bust crack, bust coke, bust meth, bust heroin, bust the shit that people in normal everyday life kill people over, hurt people over, and shit like that. I mean, if it wasn't for this whole cartel thing or whatever, or for the most part, there wouldn't be people getting killed over marijuana. If marijuana was legal, then we wouldn't need the cartels to be bringing up the shitty fucking brickweed anyways. I mean, okay, when I was doing the shit, I was never really doing the fucking brickweed anyway, so I wasn't supporting the fucking Mexicans. So with these cops saying, oh, if you buy the weed, then you're supporting the cartel, you're supporting the Mexicans that are bringing it up. No, I wasn't. Fuck, I was smoking anything with a name, the best shit you could get, and that wasn't coming from the fucking Mexicans. That wasn't brickweed. So no, I wasn't supporting the fucking Mexicans. And it's just that simple. But yeah, revenue alone, we've already seen with just Colorado's numbers. They haven't even put out Washington's numbers, and I have to suppose Washington's doing about as good. I'm interested to see what Washington's numbers will be. I think they legalized it slightly after Colorado for recreational. But yeah, I mean, it's just stupid that we put people in jail and prison over a bag of weed. It's who gives a fuck? If you can use it responsibly, who cares about smoking some weed? It's what's the real downfall of it? You want to eat everything in your fridge or your cupboard. That's what it's the gateway to. I mean, fuck, I'm a person, I tried mushrooms first. Fuck, I tried shrooms before I even ever did weed. So they have this claim of, oh, it's the gateway. Okay, gateway to the pizza. Whatever. I mean, stupid. I know how many people that did a certain drug before they even did weed. I mean, I guess if you're gonna say something correctly, one drug is a gateway. Any one drug is a gateway to another drug, because if you're gonna one drug, then you might want to try others. But and what I like about marijuana is, you're not gonna have to so much go out there I think people should with some harder shit and study it. I mean, to me, I tell people, if you're going to do something harder than weed, study it before you do it. Don't just do anything harder than weed because your friends say, "Oh yeah, man, I had an awesome time," or "You're gonna have a great time too." That's not always true. People react differently to certain things, but with the weed, like, people getting put in jail and on probation and parole and shit for this, it's stupid. Like, it clogs up the jails and prisons, and like I've always said, you got these four major people that I feel like they pay to keep it illegal, and I mean, it's not even just four. I mean, it's multiple. It's multiple, like, companies and shit. It's the fucking beer and booze hard liquor companies. It's the cigarette companies. It's the pharmaceutical industry. It's the jails and prisons and the probation and the cops. The timber industry. Even though I heard a while ago that either they're working on hemp legislation or it is legalized. And it's just like, and hemp's like a cool thing too, because it's like, okay, you'd be an idiot to smoke hemp. Like, there's very little THC in it. You'd have to smoke probably like your body weight in it to fucking get high or whatever. So what's the point? And but like, and it's like, and it can be used for such good things, paper, rope, clothes. I've even seen they put it in lotion, and it helps, the pain because of like the amount of THC in it or whatever. And plus, just the fact that it'd be we could get away from like growing all these trees and cutting them down. Like, we should leave our forestry up, because there's like animals and shit that live in those forests and shit, and then when we're cutting that shit down, like, we're taking away their home, and like that's fucking stupid. It's like, how the fuck would you like it if some company wanted to just fucking come bulldoze your fucking house down because they wanted to do something for some greedy fucking reason? You wouldn't. So come on, think of the animals, people. Like, we need to legalize this weed and this hemp. Like, we need to start using these resources that we have and can be easily accessible and easily growing and not hurt the earth as much as some of this other stuff, like the drilling for oil and the making fossil fuels and shit. I mean, I get there's all the money in like the oil and all this shit, but it's just like, well, come on, stop being, the corporations just need to stop being greedy fucks and start putting money towards these other industries so that they're not hurting the earth. And I mean, and I'm not a fucking hippie by any means. I just think that they should treat the earth better than this. Yeah, but just with the weed legalization, like, it's just redundant that we're fucking putting people in jail and prison and putting them on probation and parole for a fucking plant that just fucking grows there. And like I've said, just revenue alone is the reason it should be legal. Like, and with the laws, like, just have it so that, like, if you're a surgeon or a doctor or a truck driver or something like that, just the same normal piss test. Like, yeah, of course, just regulate it, tax it, regulate it so that, like, if you have a somewhat important job, like, yeah, you don't go into that job, like, high off your fucking gourd and, fuck someone's life up or something. Like, I'm talking, like, make it legal so that if you want to just sit in your fucking house after work and, smoke a bowl or smoke a joint, who gives a fuck? Just relax. Like, just using it to relax. And not to mention, it's how much safer for you than alcohol. I've never heard of somebody be like, oh, I just smoked this joint, I want to get in a fight. I've seen that happen with alcohol how many times. And, that's just touching on, like, why weed is, you know, better than most of the other drugs or alcohol. But with that, guys, might make another part of this, probably will. Sean out. Peace.